Hi, I'm Eduarda, and I'm here to share with you my experience inside Love Addicts, which is an online therapeutical program specifically designed for people like me who live with anxious, insecure attachments. A little disclaimer: Love Addicts is not sponsoring these videos, and I'm only here to share my experience and not the contents of the program. I do hope that my journey can help someone else out there. Let's go. Okay, so week three, I have been in pain. I have been sleeping a lot. I forgot to mention, I also started crying a lot, which I hadn't done. And the crying continued for a few weeks. It definitely continued into week three. The difference is that in week one and two, I was sleeping a lot and crying because I was like, oh, I lost the love of my life and like I miss them so much. And I guess I was feeling a bit sorry for myself. Um, yeah, it was very different from the sadness that I began getting in touch later on. But in week three, I was still very focused on fixing myself, on my external goals of getting together again with my ex, of fixing my relationship with my father, being a better daughter to my mom, etc. But then I learned a really, really valuable lesson. And how I learned this in the program is that I used a section of the platform that is called Ask an Expert. And I think that was my first question, if I'm not mistaken. And I kept on ruminating about something. And it was some unfinished business that I had with my ex. It wasn't anything on an emotional level, it was just something practical that we had to take care of together. But because I had cut contact with them, I just wasn't dealing with it. And they weren't chasing me for it. So I started ruminating that it was wrong of me to not want to be in contact with them and not solve the situation. And also that the last time that I had talked to my ex, I had been like, I was very angry and I had shown my anger to them, and that essentially I should get in touch with them to finish this unfinished business like a proper adult and to apologize for having been so angry when I talked to them the last time. So I went in to ask an expert and I said, oh, but I kept ruminating about this. But also, there was a part of me that didn't want to do it. And it was like I was in conflict within myself. Like, I want to do this because it feels like it's morally the right thing to do is get in touch with them and like apologize and, do my part to like resolve the situation. Not the relationship, like the practical stuff that we had to like kind of take care of, which had more to do with like logistics than anything else. Or, and there is another part of me that was just so afraid of getting hurt. Like, it was telling me like the minute you get in touch with this person you're going to get hurt, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I kept going back and forth between these two sides of me, and I couldn't find the answer. So I went in to ask an expert and I said, okay, this is the situation. I feel like I should get in touch with my ex, get all of this sorted, apologize. And I guess because I was writing things down, this is where I started realizing the value of writing things down instead of just thinking them in my head. When I write posts and when I ask questions within this platform, within the community, it's like my thoughts begin to become more clear, even to me. So it became more clear. So just writing down this question, I was like, okay, part of me wants to get in touch, because it feels morally right, like it's the responsible thing to do. And another side of me actually thinks that they are the one that should be getting in touch to apologize, that they are the one that should be interested in solving this issue in the best way possible. But I just want to do the right thing. What is the right thing? And the answer that I got, just like every answer that I ever get in Love Addicts, was so simple and so mind blowing. Because I guess being anxious and insecure means that one thing that I cannot be is just like simple and straightforward in my thinking. Like my thinking will go around in loops. I will get myself entangled and confused with my own thoughts. So great to have a place where I can just go and ask, like, and say, like, this is happening. What should I do? Now, the trick is they never tell you what to do. Instead, they bring things to your attention. So when they answer, it's something along the lines of, why, first of all, do you want to do this? Like, they help you find your true motivations. There are always true motivations behind my motivations. I always think, like, oh, I want to do this because it's the right thing to do, or because I just want this over and done with. And then, oh my God. So, okay, so the answer had exercises, it had journal prompts. And once I did the exercises and once I wrote down things in my journal, answering the prompts that they gave me, I was like, I don't want to get in touch with my ex to fix anything. I don't want to get in touch with them because it's the right thing to do. I just want to get in touch with them because I want to get in touch with them. Like, I just wanted to talk to them. I wanted them to exist in my life again. I wanted to stop the horrible pain that I was feeling from how much I missed them. But then also through the exercises and everything else that was said in this answer, and everything else that was said in this answer, the bottom line was, independently of what was right or wrong, or what I should do or not do, or even beyond my motivations, I hadn't stopped yet. And this is now week 3 of the program. I guess it's quite early on, but I hadn't at this point stopped to take care of myself. Actually, one of the reasons that I cut contact with my ex was because I had noticed that I was prioritizing them over me a lot. But then I cut contact with them and I was still not prioritizing myself. And in the answer that they gave me, they never said, yeah, get in touch, or no, don't get in touch. Oh, yeah, this is right. You should be an adult and go deal with the situation. Or no, this is not right. You should do something else. They didn't tell me what to do, but oh my God, the exercises and the journal prompts were like, okay. I was like, let me get real with myself. My motivation for getting in touch with them is all wrong. It is likely that I'm going to get so frustrated if I do get in touch with them. I'm going to hurt myself again. I'm going to hurt them. I am still so confused. At this point, confusion is the best way to describe it. I was feeling sad. I was feeling sorry for myself. Still sleeping a lot, crying a lot, but confused. I was like, I had a friend actually, I think, come to visit around this time. And she was like, oh, okay, I want to hear all about what happened in your relationship, like why you guys broke up and how you're feeling. Like, this is your opportunity to like vent and let's talk about this. And I just looked at her and I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know like what actually happened. I know that I have a bunch of thoughts about what happened, but I can't put my finger on what actually happened. I knew that I had sabotaged, I knew that I had sabotaged the hell out of that relationship, but I didn't quite know why. I didn't know why the triggers that had come up for me bothered me so much. I didn't know if I was right and they were wrong, or if they were wrong and I was right. I didn't know. I didn't know. All I knew was that I couldn't do it anymore and I was staying away, while at the same time ruminating about whether or not I should get in touch with them. But then, because I had a place to go and ask a professional psychologist, they were able to guide me to what I think was a more mature approach. So, in the end, I did not get in touch with my ex because I realized that my motivations were wrong, that I didn't want to resolve anything. I actually didn't want to, like, I didn't even want closure because I didn't want it to be over. Like, I wanted it to be over because it was so stressful, but I didn't want it to be over because I loved them and missed them. And I then realized, okay, I am still immature, I am still confused, and I still haven't prioritized myself. I still haven't taken care of myself. So on week 3, I made a decision to take care of myself first. So in that moment, I decided not to decide. It's like whether I'm going to get in touch with my ex again one day or never, I don't know. Whether I'm going to rekindle my relationship with my father one day or never, I don't know. This wasn't about feeling better anymore, like not in the way that I had thought of before. It was about discovering what feeling better even meant for me. Because I realized at that point that I didn't know. And I guess the only goal, like external goal, that I sort of kept was that I still wanted to improve my relationship with my mom. Um, and I started taking steps towards that. Baby steps. I still have a long way to go. And from that moment on, in week 3, I feel was my first big shift because I made a conscious decision that I would take better care of myself from that day on. And at that point, I didn't really know what better care actually meant. But I am learning, and I have learned a lot about myself and how to take care of myself since. So, again, like I'm now in around week 9. So, a lot more happens. Um, and I'm going to update you more until I get to like being recording as I go. But yeah, that was my first big shift inside Love Addicts, was like, oh, this isn't about right and wrong. It isn't about anything except finally taking care of myself. Yeah. It doesn't seem like much, but it is a lot. And I will talk more about this. Okay, I will see you in the next video where I'm going to talk to you about my week 4 and other parts of the platform and how they have helped me. See you soon.